Well, g'day guys. So back out here in the beautiful high country this weekend, and have a look at this. We got some snow, which is pretty cool. Must have snowed last night because there's still a few patches lying around. But yeah, I've just come down to the high country for a little backpack and fly fishing mission. I make my way down to a creek that I've never fished before, so I've never been to this valley here, and from what I can see on Topo and satellite maps, it looks like a really pretty little valley. So hopefully there's some fish hanging around and hopefully they're biting. Man, it feels so nice to be back out here. I absolutely love these high country trips. I look forward to them so much, especially on days like today where it's just like such beautiful weather, which is funny because when I was driving down here it was actually raining, so it's nice that it's actually cleared up. They're still pretty fresh. It's around about, I think, like 3 or 4 degrees, so it's not too bad in the sun, but I think it's going to be bloody cold tonight, eh? I reckon it's going to get down to around about -5 or something, so hopefully I'm not too cold. I think I bought enough warm things. Man, there are so many brumbies out here. There's about 30 up in front of me and there's about 40 back behind me. And like, look, there's even some more down there. Bloody hell, absolutely everywhere. Such a hotly debated topic, the old brumbies, like whether you keep them or get rid of them. I've usually tried and steer clear of this conversation because every time I sort of talk about it, I just get so many people fired up in the comments. But look, the way I kind of look at it is, don't get me wrong, when you're out here by yourself and you're walking across this kind of landscape and you see a mob of brumbies, it is pretty special. Like, you can't argue with that. But at the same time, this is a national park and we should be trying to promote our native wildlife. Like, I'd rather see a mob of emus or kangaroos or wombats and stuff up here, but unfortunately the majority of the animals you see are brumbies. So, and like, obviously brumbies have a pretty important part to play in our sort of modern day culture, like with the old stockmen and the drovers and things like that, but you just don't belong in a national park. Like, no one's saying to get rid of that kind of horse culture in the whole of the high country, just not in the national park. Like, there's obviously all the high country surrounding the national park. That kind of culture can live on in those kind of communities, but yeah, just not in a national park. At least definitely not in the numbers that they are at the moment, because there's just so many out here. Anyway, let me know what you guys think if you want. I'm sure I'm going to get absolutely roasted in the comments. How nice is this? It's such a pretty little valley. I think I'm going to try and camp up here somewhere a bit later. It is a little bit windy, but I'm hoping the wind might die down. But it's about 1:45, so I think we'll go down for a fish, hopefully catch something for dinner. We'll come back up here and set up camp. Well, I don't know if you guys can see that. We've got some pigs down there. There's probably about, I don't know, 10 or 15 of them. There are so many feral animals in Kosciuszko, such a shame. And that wind is howling. It's starting to get pretty chilly. I'm just gonna have a quick bite to eat, and for lunch today I've just got some snakes. I've also got some barbell biltong. Now the fellas from Barbell actually hit me up the other day and gave me a discount code to share with you guys, which will give you 10% off your order. So I'll leave the code on the screen or in the description below. But yeah, if you guys like your jerky or your biltong, definitely check out Barbell. It is bloody delicious. Like some of the best biltong I've ever tried. I think someone commented on a video about 2 or 3 years ago and told me to check them out. So I bought some, and I've pretty much been eating it like every camping trip since. So yeah, definitely check it out. It's really good quality beef. It's sustainable. It's like grass-fed, regenerative farming. So yeah, good quality stuff. So I'm just going to demolish some of this. We'll go down for a fish. Alright, so in terms of flies, I'm just going to run a dry dropper rig. So we'll use a good old faithful royal wolf, and then this little pheasant tail nymph. Man, the fishing is tough. I haven't had a single strike or haven't seen a single fish yet. And it's really like quite a tight water to fish as well. Lots of snags to get stuck up in. Probably can't fish for too much longer as well. The sun's starting to get pretty low. No deal. That was tough. Not a single bite. I'm starting to question whether there's actually fish in this creek. There should be, but I cannot seem to find any. So got to call it quits for now. The sun's probably got less than an hour till it's set. So let's go up and get camp set up. Well, absolutely zero luck with the fishing, eh? That was tough. But to make up for it, we've got a pretty nice campsite here. Really beautiful outlook. Although it is a bit windy, but I'm hoping that's going to die down once the sun sets. So yeah, let's get the tent set up. Well, camp's all set up and just in time because that sun is just about to set. But man, it is bloody cold, eh? It's pretty windy up here and it is very, very fresh. So it's gonna be a bit of an interesting night. But I'll have to try and have a fire. Like there is some rock here that I could have the fire on top of, but being a bit windy, it's a little bit sketchy. So I might just wait to see what happens with the wind once the sun sets. If it drops, then I might have a fire. If not, then so be it. All right, well, you know what time it is? Gin and tonic time. For tonight, I've got something pretty special. This is the gin by Gudja Digby Distillers, and the Gudja Digby is actually a river that starts just down there. Its headwater is, I don't know, probably like 20 or 30 kilometers in that direction. So I thought it was a pretty fitting gin to have while I'm up in the high country. How good is this? You've got to love this time of day out in the mountains. It is so beautiful. And you know what? That wind's actually died off as well, so I think I might try and get a little fire going because my hands are frozen. Now you're talking. I'm so glad I got this fire going. My hands are absolutely frozen before. But yeah, it's just such a beautiful night tonight. There's so many stars out. It's gonna be nice just to sit by the fire and look up at the stars later. But yeah, we'll get some dinner going pretty soon. It's a pretty simple dinner for tonight. Nothing too exciting. Just got some fried rice, some broccolini and some Kewpie mayo. I was hoping to grab a trout and chuck the trout in with the fried rice, but we all know how that went. Honestly really tricky fishing this afternoon. Like I said, never fished this creek before, but whether it's the time of year or just the flies I was using, we're not quite sure. So have a bit more of a go in the morning, but for now, let's get some food on. Just got some Ben's original fried rice. I'm just going to add some Kewpie mayo just to give it a little bit of flavour. This stuff is the bomb. Alright, well, nothing too exciting, but it's quick, it's simple, and it should be pretty tasty. Well, it is cold and windy. Like, it was absolutely freezing last night, like literally freezing. My water bottle had a big chunk of ice in it when I woke up in the middle of the night. So yeah, not very keen to get out of bed. I think it's like 9:15. I've just been just laying in bed, just looking out, just trying to stay warm. But I think it's time to get up and get some food into us, and we'll get back down there and go for a bit of a fish. She is cold. I forgot to show you guys this new little knife I got recently. This is by Benchmade, and it's such a nice little lightweight knife. It weighs around about 60 grams and it's a decent size as well, like fits in the hand nicely. And yeah, the fact that it's so light, like, it's so handy for these little sort of lightweight backpacking hiking trips. So yeah, definitely recommend checking it out if you guys are in the market for a nice little lightweight knife. There's actually ice in my water. I get so many comments every time I show this where I'm eating the skin on. Honestly, don't knock it till you try it. It's actually really nice. There's a lot of flavour in the skin. I never used to do it until like probably about a year or two ago. Now I don't think I'd ever go back. Oh, my hands are frozen. It is bloody cold. that wind started to pick up. We've also got some drizzle moving in as well. So yeah, we'll start packing camp up now. We'll go down for a quick little fish, but I don't know how long I can last down there, especially like if I take my gloves off to try and fish. It is going to be absolutely freezing, but we'll give it a crack and we'll see how we go. Alright, camp's all packed up, got all my gear. Let's go brave the cold. Honestly, don't know how long I'm going to last out there. It is so windy today. And the funny thing is, the weather report actually said it was meant to be sunny today, so they definitely got that one wrong. Alright, I'm going to change the leader up to 5X. I think for the flies today, might use a little parachute Adams and then a weighted pheasant tail nymph, just because there was a fair bit of current yesterday, so just having the weighted nymph should get it down to the bottom quicker.
Open your heart, open up your soul. Jesus coming to make a broken man whole. Rise up in glory, you raise your hands to the risen King.
Wow, it is actually starting to snow. That is crazy. Yeah, so here's a good example of all the damage that the horses do up here. Because they're hard hooved, they sort of tear up the ecosystem up here, and a lot of the creek and riverbeds end up looking like this. Because none of our native animals actually have hard hooves. They've all got sort of soft padded feet. And so prior to sort of colonisation, when they brought over all the sort of cattle and the deer and pigs and horses, our ecosystem looked pretty pristine, and now large chunks of it end up looking like this, which is pretty sad to see. Especially the water buffalo up in Northern Territory. I hear they do a lot of damage to sort of the waterways. Yeah, which isn't good. All right, I'm probably just going to fish this section. I'll have to call it quits after that because it's starting to get pretty late and I've got a big drive home.
Carry the cross, carry the pain, carry the love. We don't belong here.
This is going to be my last few casts.
Jesus in heaven and Jesus.
Oh shit. You're kidding. I just hooked the dead cat on my mic. Oh. That's about as much as I can catch today. I'm so glad that didn't pull the camera over. Alright, well I think on that note, let's call it.
Listen to his children sing, let them sing, hallelujah.
Well, it's a bit of a shame about the fishing. Honestly, that was an absolute struggle mission, not even a single bite. But yeah, just gonna start making my way back to the car now. Hope you guys enjoyed this little high country winter camp. Even though the fishing was shocking, it was still really nice to get back out in this beautiful country. So yeah, thanks for watching guys. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Hooroo.